Hello, everyone. My name is Ricky Drake. Today, my colleague Jeff Herron and I will be discussing the electronic flight bag application, Jeppesen Aviator 3.0. So what you value is what we offer. Boeing Flight Deck Solutions provides a portfolio of products and services aimed at helping you optimize the performance of your fleet at every stage of its life cycle. We focus our efforts where you do. That is, enhancing the safety of your fleet and the security of your passengers, keeping your airplanes in the air, earning revenue, and bringing you process and operational improvements, helping you put resources where they are most effective, managing your operations efficiently, and saving you time and money while improving your environmental stewardship. Our portfolio is organized around your business to give you the advantages it takes to succeed. And today, specifically, we will be talking about Aviator 3.0. So a little bit of background of why we created Aviator. So pilots use many EFB applications to execute a flight. But in many cases, each application operates independently. This makes air crew workflows inefficient and prevents an effective exchange of information with the dispatch and crew. That is why we created Jeppesen Aviator. Jeppesen Aviator is a suite of EFB solutions that increases airline efficiency by streamlining pilot workflows and lowering ground operation costs. Jeppesen Aviator integrates Jeppesen charting, pilot utilities, flight briefing, performance, and document viewer capabilities so that you and your pilots have a fully modular EFB ecosystem within one application that scales and adapts to meet your operational needs. You can also leverage the Aviator Software Development Kit and related services that are available for connection with your other important aviation applications. This allows you the perfect full end-to-end solution for your airline. At this point, my colleague Jeff Herron will be discussing several benefits of Jeppesen Aviator. During the demo, you will see how Aviator can improve situational awareness, create a flexible and configurable workflow. You will see aircraft connectivity at its best. You will see minimized operational disruptions through built-in functionality, and also cost savings around the elimination of paper in your operation. Off to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Ricky. I'm excited to be demonstrating Aviator 3.0 today. I'm going to quickly open up my settings icon just to highlight the fact that this is the latest production release of Aviator 3.0. On the screen, you'll be seeing my ghost finger as I interact with the application. That's a development tool we have to walk you through and have you understand where I'm interacting with the application as I'm doing the demonstration. So what you'll notice straight away, that what you're viewing here is Aviator's new dashboard. So this is a brand new dashboard redesign for Aviator 3.0. This design takes two market problems and addresses those in this new release. So the first market problem that we've heard loud and clear from our customer base is looking to address the pilot's situational awareness. So you'll notice in the middle of the screen, almost 2/3 of our dashboard real estate is taken up by the route profile that is displayed along with any weather that may be impacting the flight of route today. So in this scenario, the Denver to LAX route, you'll see I have weather off to the east, but looks like clear skies for this flight. So what I'd like to do is start with the top of the dashboard and we'll work our way down. In the top of the dashboard, for those that are familiar with Aviator, you'll see a consistent layout and theme from our older applications or older versions of the application. So on the left-hand side, you'll notice the departure airport being Denver, as well as the relevant information called out on the right-hand side for the arrival airport, in this case, Los Angeles. So any of the blue font within our application remains an actionable touch point, just as in prior releases. So in this example for Denver, I'm going to simply tap on that icon. You'll notice consistent look and feel from our older releases where the pilot has capabilities to take a look at raw and decoded weather as it relates to Denver. as well as any NOTAMs for this airport and any airport data that was passed along in the flight package. The same thing applies for LAX. That can be expanded and previewed, again, giving the pilot quick access to this information upon launch of the application. As I scroll down further, you'll notice the estimated time of departure as well as arrival information is displayed, along with touch targets that can help the pilot transition to Flight Deck Pro to take a look at the origin chart and or arrival chart. We do have conditions that can be expanded for both airports and then can be hidden when not needed. As articulated before, the map improves the situational awareness upon the launch of the application for the pilot to quickly understand any weather that can be acting, that will be impacting the flight of routes. And then the second market problem that we're addressing with the launch of this new dashboard is really introducing a new tailored workflow. So I'm going to call your attention to the bottom of the screen, and you'll notice as I scroll to the right, additional tiles displayed on the bottom of the screen. Each of these tiles represents an element of the pilot's workflow. So what's brand new for Aviator in 3.0 is introducing 24 tiles that are available on the dashboard. These can be customized by airlines to be able to sequence these tiles in a workflow that fits their operations. So as I move from left to right, any of these tiles can be hidden and or to an operator's needs. What I'd like to do next is highlight how the pilot would interact with each one of these tiles. Again, all 24 tiles can be touched and interacted with to present additional data. So I will touch on the FMC summary tile. You'll notice a modal is presented that displays any FMC summary information. Again, that modal can be interacted with and can be closed. This allows the pilot to quickly go through and identify key information relevant for this particular flight. I'd also like to highlight brand new to 3.0, a connectivity feature that we have. So in the uplink tile, this gives the pilot the opportunity to review and send information to the FMC. So you'll notice touch targets in each one of these sections. When the aircraft is connected to Aviator, we are able to send this information without having to manually enter that into the FMC. I'll use one more tile as an example in the creation of a trip kit. Again, this functionality existed in prior versions of the application, but again, as we introduce these tiles, it allows that workflow to really be crafted from left to right, and that can be tailored towards an operator's specific workflow for their pilots. So as a quick summary, the dashboard really improving upon situational awareness as well as introducing a tailored workflow. Next, I'm going to be transitioning into our briefing module, where I will be highlighting an update as it relates to weather. So you will notice a section on the left-hand side within the navigation that is called Dispatch Weather. This information is consistent with prior releases. This would be any weather sent along with the original OFP. The new section that we have here, which I'm highlighting with my finger, is the live weather section. So as you probably noticed on the bottom of my screen, we have a brand new module which has replaced our former weather module. That information that existed in our former weather module has now been put into the briefing workflow. Again, we had taken usability testing, pilot feedback, and understood that this information was better presented as it relates to the briefing workflow. So within these new pages, tap on the live textual weather, you'll notice that I have segment controllers across the top to be able to take a look at departure, en route, arrival, and alternate information. And this information can be viewed in raw or decoded formats. This remains consistent with our prior versions, but now contained within briefing. Additionally, we do have our charts that are available within our live weather. Again, assuming connectivity, the pilot would be able to pull in content as it's relevant to this flight, textual and or chart related. And again, segment controllers across the top, allowing the pilot to be able to transition between the various chart offerings. Charts that are presented are by default charts that are relevant to the route of flight. That had a situation to where the flight needed to be diverted, they could simply enable additional regions if that was necessary to expand coverage for this chart offering. Next, I'm going to be transitioning to a very exciting feature for us, which is our brand new Navlog module. So upon launch of this module, you'll notice our waypoints list, which should look consistent with prior versions. The new feature that we have to highlight is on the upper left-hand side of my screen. When you click on Map, you'll notice a interactive map view similar to the dashboard. So as I've clicked on the map icon, you'll notice a interactive map similar to the dashboard is now in focus. This is similar to the dashboard, but we have included additional capabilities as it relates to the nav logging activity. So a pilot can zoom in on the route of flight and interact with waypoints. For example, when I click on this particular waypoint, I now have the ability to capture time and fuel actuals against each waypoint from the map view. So new for this 3.0 release is improving upon, from a situational awareness aspect, the ability to capture actuals against a map view as well as a list view. Both of these will be saved to the post-flight report. So very excited to include that feature. Again, that complements the dashboard in regards to situational awareness. If I were to navigate that view, this should remain consistent with what pilots have come to expect from Aviator as it relates to capturing actuals against each waypoint. One thing you'll notice with the current UI is we have simplified and really improved the overall view of this page when these waypoints are expanded upon. All of the action items that were in prior releases contained along the bottom of each waypoint are now embedded within this ellipses icon. So as a pilot needs to perform various activities, those can be simply selected within this ellipses icon. You'll also notice a time and fuel trend. I'm going to highlight this in my simulation in the demonstration here in just a couple minutes as I highlight our aircraft connectivity features. So I will come back to that, but I do want to draw the attention. We are now showing trends for time and fuel again to really highlight from a situational awareness standpoint, a pilot understanding how they're tracking to the planned values. The next feature that I have to highlight is an exciting one for us. We now are able to load and display XML files. In this particular case, I will be demonstrating an FCOM manual. I'm going to toggle to a day mode as I think that will represent better during the demonstration. As I open up the table of contents here, I will be opening up the automatic flight section and going into controls and indicators, and I will go into the first section here to highlight how this content is displayed. So as I scroll down here, what I'd like to call out is this content will be, with an XML file, will be tailored to the aircraft that is associated with this particular flight. So that is a feature that we were not able to support within PDF, an exciting feature for the XML content. The other aspect of XML content allows us to embed linking. And in this example, you'll see the blue font here on the bottom of the screen. When I tap on that, you'll notice that links to the vertical navigation section of this file. So very excited to to be able to support XML documents within Aviator. In this particular case, we have started that support with the FCOM manual through the FTID team, and we'll be looking to expand on this in the future. Next, I will be demonstrating a aircraft connectivity feature, which is brand new for 3.0. In this demonstration, I will be highlighting a flight from St. Louis to Denver. And with data loaded in the background, I will be able to simulate how the aircraft will feed data into Aviator, automatically populating the actuals for each waypoint. So the first thing I will highlight within the settings is the Enable Aircraft Connectivity feature. Once I do that, you'll notice a connected icon within the header of the application. When I move to the waypoints list, you'll see a magenta icon for the active waypoints. And as this data is simulating us passing over each waypoint, you'll notice the actuals are fed in to the corresponding waypoint. So there'll be a slight delay here between each waypoint, but as I continue talking, you'll notice magenta actuals are now captured against St. Louis. So where the pilot would enter in actuals, that would be white, represented with white characters. And in this scenario, you'll notice the connectivity feature calls out the specific data being automatically populated with the magenta characters. So again, you'll see the application cycle through and automatically move to the next waypoint as we cross these over. And for the sake of the simulation, as the data is entered, I'd like to highlight the trend values that I had articulated earlier. So in respect to time and fuel, you'll notice with time I am tracking according to plan. With fuel, I actually have less on board than I would have anticipated at this point in my flight. And as I continue to track through the flight, you'll notice those are updated as I cross each waypoint. So to summarize our aircraft connectivity features, we have several that have been deployed with 3.0. I had reviewed within our dashboard being able to push data, essentially link that data to the FMC to avoid manual entry. And in the example here, I'm able to highlight how actuals over each waypoint are fed into the application, again, reducing any data being entered incorrectly and ensuring the data is linked with the aircraft for accurate reporting within the post-flight report. I appreciate your time today and letting me walk through the features that I did for 3.0. At this point in time, I will hand the reins for the webinar back over to Ricky Drake.
Thank you, Jeff, for that thorough demo of Aviator. For those of you who are watching, Jeff just showed you how Jeppesen Aviator can improve pilot situational awareness, provide a flexible and configurable workflow, connect to the aircraft for real-time data, minimize operational disruptions, and reduce paper costs through the complete elimination of paper in your operation. If you're interested in learning more about how Aviator and our Aviator ecosystem can make your operations integrated, connected, and smart, please visit jeppesen.com/aviator and contact your local account representative to request more information. Thank you and have a great day.